everyone, and welcome to today's Drama Hospital Recap. As always, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our videos or recaps. So I am using this filter today to commemorate the first presidential debate. Yeah, so let's move on from that. I will be announcing the winner of Character of the Week last week tomorrow, because I had quite a weekend and quite a Monday, so I haven't had a chance to look through it, but I will get that to you first thing tomorrow. And let's get right to today's recap. So at the funeral, Paul was not doing what I thought he would do. He was like legit confessing to Tracy, and Tracy thinks he's being selfish because he feels like he didn't catch the killer and therefore Sabrina died. And he says that Sabrina shouldn't have been hurt this way, and Tracy's like, look, you're just adding to the circle of blame. Monica blames herself for not wanting to shut down the hospital. I blame myself for backing Monica, and Michael blames himself for letting Sabrina go back to work. So you're not helping. The only person to blame is the one who killed Sabrina. And I'm like, well, he is. So Paul decides that Sabrina was in the wrong place at the wrong time because he's trying to rationalize this up. And she notices that he's never been like this before, and he asks for a few minutes. So Paul apologizes to Sabrina. He says that she didn't die in vain. And I'm like, how dare you? Like, first of all, and second of all, like, seriously, how dare you? I'm not having it even one bit. Like, we know very little about the circumstances that led up to this, but honestly, I don't care. So at Kelly's, Sonny and Jason are having coffee, and he tells Jason that Julian said he's going after him, and how Ava and Julian were at the Metro Court, and like the threat about Morgan. And Jason asks like what Carly thought of all that, and he's like, well, Carly was right there and she wasn't too happy, but she wants me to leave it alone. So Jason says that Julian doesn't carry anything out, and you know, Carlos did, and Julian killed him, and he's like, well, he killed him. It's like, yeah, but that was different. And Jason wants Sonny to be smart about this. And I'm going to come back to that. At the Quartermains, Nell set up a memorial page for Sabrina. So apparently Nell lost someone in a drunk driving accident, and she shares that with Michael and doesn't want to seem to be insensitive. She's just trying to like, and he's like, no, it's fine. So apparently, when her friend died in this drunk driving accident, she couldn't look at the pictures on her like Facebook right away because it was too raw, and by the time she was ready to look at the pictures, her parents had taken down the Facebook page, so suddenly all those pictures and memories are gone, deleted, and Nell will never get a chance to see them, save them, do anything with them. And Nell wants to give Michael a chance to do something, to relive memories that she never got a chance with her friend, but Sabrina didn't really have social media, so she's just been collecting pictures. And Michael asks if she got the pictures from the nursery. She didn't know there were any there, so she goes to get them after Michael says that he wants Teddy to be able to look back at them and see his mother. So then Sonny had left Kelly's, and Sonny arrives here, and he wants Michael to know that he's not alone, and Nell comes back in. So back at Kelly's, I was trying to work this because it's out of order, but it's fine. So Sonny did bump into Morgan outside, and he asks Morgan why he wasn't at the funeral. He says the whole thing, not wanting to start a fight. He ran up past Michael, and it was fine. Sonny asks Morgan, tells Morgan that he can ask for an extension on his paper since there was a death in the family. And Morgan's like, no, it's fine. There's no need to be worried about. But Morgan's there after he's at the Metro Court, which is later in this video. So just, yeah, it happens. Sonny arrives, and he wants, at the Quartermains, he wants Michael to know he's not alone, and then Nell comes back in. At Crimson, Julian is sitting at Nina's desk, and he was looking through her stuff, and he wants to clear his name. He wants her to clear his name. How? Well, he has a great idea. So, he wants her to help him in the court of public opinion, and he wants to be on the cover of Crimson, and have a whole profile in there about talking about why he's so innocent, and so he can defend himself. And Nina's like, that's gonna be a no. Like, the biggest no. Like, by Felicia. So he now orders her to do it as the owner of the magazine. And she's like, haha, I have autonomy. You can't do that. You know, I won't allow my empowered female audience to be subjected to someone who went above and beyond domestic abuse and almost murdered his wife. You know, his defense and whining, basically. Like, I'm not going to subject him to that. They're not going to respond well to that. and then he threatens her. So he says he's in charge of running the budget for the magazine, even though she has creative control, and she comes right back with the proof she has that, you know, of his sabotage that could send him right back to a jail cell. And I'm so proud of my Nina. I really am. She's come such a long way. I really hope they don't make her dip back. I really hope they just keep going with this character development. At Alexis's place, Alexis dreams that Julian is in the house, and then she nearly attacks Sam with a wine bottle when Sam comes in. So she overslept through a breakfast with Sam, so Sam's checking in on her, and she's not in good shape, and she was drinking a lot of wine, like 2 bottles and almost a third. So Sam says that she's concerned. Alexis says that this is a new her and wants Sam to back off, and that it's all temporary and it'll change because she's going to start work again. And she has a list of firms because she can consult without having a license. So Alexis makes a pact with Sam. She won't drink as long as Sam's pregnant, so that will give Sam peace of mind. So then Sam leaves. Alexis picks up the wine. Will she drink it? No, she won't. So she calls the firms, and it doesn't seem to be going well. And it looks like 0 out of however many she called, which seems to be at least 10. No. It's not happening. So then she takes the wine and goes to the bath. So it didn't take her 2 minutes to break the pact. It took her about maybe an hour. Back at Kelly's, Sam meets Jason at Kelly's. He tells her what happened between Julian and Sunny. She says she doesn't care what happens to Julian, but she's worried about Jason potentially getting involved, and he assures her that's not going to happen. At the Metro Court, Morgan, so this is before Sunny runs into Morgan at the Kelly's. So Morgan and Kiki talk about Michael giving the baby to Joe, and Morgan didn't go to the funeral because he didn't want to get into a fight because he thought maybe Joe would be there, which he should have been with Teddy. But, you know, that's none of my business. So they think about what they did to Michael during his Avery custody fight with drugging him and making him seem unfit. And turns out, you know, Morgan's taking school seriously and he leaves. And this is when he goes to Kelly's. So we're done with Morgan right now. So Dylan bumps into Sabrina. They briefly talk about Morgan. They briefly talk about what Kiki and Morgan did to Michael and how Sabrina figured it out and saved him from her. And there's there's no perfect Kiki that Dylan's made in his mind. And Dylan says, look, perfection is boring. I'm not looking for perfect. And, you know, he talks her up and gives her more confidence, which is what you're supposed to do. And Dylan says that in his opinion, Michael would appreciate her reaching out. Why not? It's a time of need. Back at the Quartermains, Tracy tells Dylan how devastated Paul is by Sabrina's death, and she's never seen him respond this way. And he says how weird, Paul acted in the courtroom, and how, he says it's almost like it was personal to him. And Tracy says she knows what it is. And I'm like, $5 you don't. And now end scene. Morgan seems to be hitting a block with his paper, so will he take the the Darby route? Sorry, Kiki sees the memorial page and she writes, thank you for taking care of my sister. So appreciating Sabrina's part in her life and how Sabrina, who knows what path Kiki would have continued down if Sabrina hadn't put a stop to that. So Sabrina is probably one of the reasons that Kiki was able to grow into and have development. So Tracy thinks that it's because Sabrina is the same age as Susan and Paul regrets the space in between them. And Tracy wants Dylan to reach out to Susan and possibly ask her to come to Port Charles, which I'm sure everyone's going to love. So Paul gets on the phone. He has to speak to Susan. She won't get on the phone, so he leaves a message that he called and he's handling everything. And what is that? So Nell comes in with the pictures. Michael leaves to get Nell a drink, and Nell and Sunny are alone. So Nell says Sunny's a really good father, and his children are lucky to have him. So I know some people are thinking maybe she's like Carly's long-lost daughter, or like something like that, or like a member of Carly's family. Well, she's a member of Sunny's family. Just something to think about. Jason assures Sam he won't get involved with the Sunny Julian situation. And Alexis comes downstairs with her wine. The door is open and Julian is in the house. She is not dreaming this time. This is not a drill. He has just let himself into the house. So, yeah. Alright, that is it for today's Drama Hospital recap. I will see you tomorrow for more Drama Hospital, and I hope you have a great day. Bye!